what our boy, this is the Lost Lazy Peon. Yeah, let's see what the Lazy Peon has to say. The best MMO is to play in 2023. Maybe we pivot and we stop playing WoW right now. We don't finish the Mega Dungeon. We'll find out. Let's see.
In 2023 and the past 5 to 10 years, I'd personally say the MMORPG genre has been in a state of stagnation.
Yes.
For a long time.
A state of stagnation for sure, but also a state of excitement because I feel like there has never been, or there has not been in quite a while, since like the heyday of WoW when everybody was trying to make a copycat MMORPG to capitalize on the popularity of it. I don't remember a time where there has been this many MMOs in production, right? You got like the Lord of the Rings one coming from Amazon. New World is still pretty new. You have obviously the League of Legends MMORPG. You got Ashes of Creation, tons of MMOs in production. I feel like the MMO genre is coming back. Why? Because all these companies are trying to position themselves, especially the big ones like Amazon and Microsoft, for the metaverse. At the end of the day, the metaverse is just fucking MMOs. It's an MMO. What is the metaverse? It's an MMO. So they want to be in position to have the most popular one when technology finally gets to a point where a metaverse would be a real thing. I personally don't like VR at all. Right now. Who knows? It'll get to a point eventually where it's viable. But right now, I think it's a gimmick. Anyways, let's watch.
It hasn't really been the hype genre. MMOs aren't really considered cool by the younger generation,
No.
and for the past 2 years, whenever I've made my end-of-year MMORPG tier list...
What the fuck? He's handsome. He's handsome. Look at him. Hold on. Look at this shit. Let me move myself. Look at him. Oh, I paused at a bad time for him. He's a handsome man. Look at that. He works out and everything. Tatted up. Look at that. I never expected that with his voice. Is this the guy who's talking right now? I think, yeah.
Tier lists, whether it's been community voted or subjective opinion, nothing has made it into the S tier.
Video.
In fact, looking back,
Black
when
Desert
was the
Online.
last time we truly had an S tier MMORPG for its time? You'd have to easily go back 15 years to when MMOs were at their peak popularity.
I actually think the most popular MMO right now is probably Hardcore WoW. Hardcore WoW is probably the most popular MMO in terms of like society being excited about an MMO that is currently out. That's the... What else is there? There's nothing.
To find such a game. A few that come to mind would
Final
be
Fantasy.
Vanilla WoW, TBC WoW, and Wrath of the Lich King WoW. RuneScape was definitely S tier from 2005 to 2007. EverQuest and Ultima Online would also probably be considered S tier for their time, and there's probably many others such as MapleStory, Lord of the Rings Online, Guild Wars 1,
Right.
Dark Age of Camelot, and Age of Conan that were also easy high A tiers during their time of release, when the MMORPG genre was at its most popular.
Yeah.
During my recent MMORPG tier list though, there was one MMORPG that I overlooked. An MMO that I didn't put on the list, and if you play it in a certain way, it's got potentially thousands of hours of replayable, highly engaging content in which every play session is an adventure.
Hello Kitty Island.
Ironically, it could be the best MMORPG to play in 2023. But before I elaborate further, a quick word from today's sponsor.
Wow.
Hero of Aetheric is
What a
a fully-fledged
cliffhanger.
mobile MMORPG adventure on both
man.
Android and iOS that's inspired by classic turn-based RPGs. In this game, you journey through the lands of Aetheric alone or with up to 4 friends in
Interesting
co-op
art style.
as you uncover a sprawling world full of secrets to discover. Choose from 3 starter classes, the Mage, Thief or Warrior, and start the journey of customizing your character by gaining XP
This is like Pokemon meets World of Warcraft. Game Boy Pokemon.
to unlock over 100
Pokemon Yellow
classes
version.
and specializations, such as the Summoner, Druid, Dragoon, Time
It's going to be
Mage,
Raid
and
Shadowlands.
much
Yeah,
more.
this
Hero of Aetheric is also packed with exciting...
the entire video is
tons of
sponsored by
unique
Raid
types of various
Shadowlands. Yep.
rarities and quality, with some gear having unique passives and actives that can completely change your playstyle, making this game perfect for build crafters who
Well,
enjoy
like-
experimenting with creating a unique character. There's over 100 classes to unlock,
Dark
over
Age of
500
Camelot.
spells to learn, and thousands of gear pieces to collect, making this a game with endless possibilities when it comes to character expression. Hero of Aethric also has regular updates, adding new enemies, raids, systems, and loot to the game, as well as also being completely free to play from beginning to end. Zero pay to win, hundreds of hours of content, and zero intrusive in-game ads.
He said zero? What the hell? How are they making money? It's free to play, zero pay to win, and no intrusive ads? How are they making money? So just a free game.
Which is extremely rare for a mobile game. So click my link in the description below to download Hero of Aethric for free now, and use promo code PEON to receive an Adventurers pack during character creation.
They're doing it out of charity.
Download now. So what is this elusive MMORPG that I somehow didn't add to my MMO tier list?
Minecraft?
Before I tell you, I want you to hear me out, because after playing this game myself for a week or so, and immersing myself in the content created around it, I unironically think this is easily in the top 5 best MMO experiences you can have in current year, and I'd potentially consider it to be S tier. Okay, are you ready?
Wait, before he tells me. Is he gonna say hardcore? Oh no, I may have revealed it. Is he about Beyblade? Unreal. I fucking used to love this. This was S tier content. IRL life content right there. Beyblade was amazing. I fucking love Blade.
S tier. Okay, are you ready? World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore. Now, before you dislike this...
I said it when the video started. I was like, the most popular MMO right now is Hardcore WoW. It's Hardcore WoW. Fuck you trying to bait me to that call. Get out of here with that shit, Burning Viking. Yeah, baited. I know. I knew it. I knew it. It is Hardcore WoW. That's the honest truth.
Video for me clickbaiting you, hear me out.
Got baited.
WoW Classic
got you baited,
easily
guys.
has the most satisfying leveling experience out of any MMORPG in the history of the genre. The leveling has always been the best aspect of vanilla WoW that people remember the most fondly. This is due to a number of reasons, but the biggest, in my opinion, was that the world of Azeroth was the main character of the game.
100%.
The world in vanilla is larger than any other version of WoW. Every play session felt like an adventure. The path you take to level up wasn't always clear. There was plenty of quests that could kill you, and the entire process felt like one epic journey. Now that's all well and good, but back when Classic Era WoW initially released, everyone just spammed dungeons, mages AoE grinded, people bought gold, and generally modern meta mentality had people rushing to endgame, and not really having that same...
I will say one thing about Hardcore WoW. Its popularity is partially based on how watchable it is. Like, the concept of Hardcore WoW is so simple. You die, you're done. It's real life. Right, it's essentially real life in a game. So everybody watching doesn't have... you don't need context. You don't need to understand. You don't need catch-up. You don't need fallback. You don't need a background story. Like any stream you click on, you know what's going on. You start watching from when you clicked on the stream, and you're like, this guy's still alive. If he dies, he's done. And it's very watchable. It's exciting. It makes every battle exciting. It makes like any moment could be the final moment. That's part of, I think, the popularity of Hardcore WoW. And I think it'll be part of the reason why doing the new Mega Dungeon for the achievement, you know, the no death achievement that you can do to get the new armor set, that's going to be fun and watchable, for sure. Because a death, everybody knows, ruins the entire run.
Feeling of an epic
Simple
journey
rules
like
make
back in the
something very
day
fun
when
to
we were
watch.
young, filled with wonder and happy to experience everything
Even
for
then,
the
it's
first
boring
time.
as fuck to watch
WoW
until someone
Classic
dies.
Hardcore actually makes WoW Classic feel like a completely different game.
Unless the streamer's entertaining. If the streamer's also entertaining, then you're entertained between the deaths too.
And in 2023, as far as MMORPG experiences go, it feels completely unique compared to anything else on the market. First, let me briefly explain what WoW Hardcore is. Basically, if you die once, you delete your character and start again.
Yeah.
No trading, no grouping in the open world, no bubble half for paladins, no asking for buffs or help, and each dungeon you can only do once, but only if you group with other hardcore characters. Basically a self-reliant mode that for a a long time has been enforced with the Hardcore add-on and by playing on unofficial Hardcore servers.
Yeah.
Hardcore has been a community that's been around for a number of years at this point. However, in 2023, it's really blown up in popularity thanks to streamers and content creators bringing more attention to it.
Yep.
This mode has become so popular that most of the top WoW streams on Twitch are hardcore streams.
They're fucking all hardcore streams. Let's look real quick. Let's look real quick at what the current WoW stream meta is. Now, it might be different today. Maybe. I mean, if it's still hardcore, that says a lot because the new patch just dropped. Literally, yes, 2 days ago. Gaming, okay, drops. This is Towley just sleeping while streaming. Drops, leveling. Is he playing hardcore right now? Is Joker playing hardcore?
I would just fix it by enabling this. I mean, you guys seen my streams, right? This happens all the time.
He is.
Whenever you do a logout skip, all your binds are lost.
Yeah, he's
and
playing
you just
hardcore.
re-enable character-specific key
So
bindings.
he's playing
and your
hardcore.
Key binds are just gone.
Wrath of the Lich King drop. So maybe right now isn't the best time to look at it because the patch literally just dropped. So maybe people have hopped back. Here's another hardcore. They've hopped back onto the new patch for a little bit. But yes, if you've been watching WoW streams now or any time in the last freaking, it feels like this entire year, it's been, you go on here and it's like the top 2 pages, 3 pages are just hardcore streams.
Incredibly entertaining content to watch, and
Need more
recently
raid
it's
brief
become
drama to
so
make it
popular
interesting. Yeah.
that Blizzard have announced that there will be official hardcore servers coming soon,
Yeah, they're coming.
which will have a few cool additions such as Duel to the Death, as well as a few other differences from the unofficial mode. What makes WoW Classic Hardcore so unique in 2023 is that it's the only MMO...
Is this Zaru? That his name? Somebody came into my chat once and said I look like a scuffed version of him. I don't know if I appreciate, like, if that was a compliment or a complete diss. But yeah, someone said I look like a scuffed version of Zaru. I don't see it. He is a handsome man though. But yeah. There you go.
MMORPG out where the main goal is to reach max level. Once you've hit 60, you've basically beaten the challenge, and any additional content you do post 60 is an
To
optional
grow out my
bonus.
hair, fix my
This
beard.
is in contrast to other MMOs where the leveling process and sense of progression associated with it feels very temporary, somewhat meaningless, and just something you go through the motions of doing as a rite of passage until you reach the real content at endgame, which usually consists of raiding or PvP.
True.
Due to the fact it takes a long ass time to reach level 60 in Classic, usually somewhere between 150 to 200 hours of gameplay,
Yeah.
the prospect of dying and starting again is extremely painful. This makes you play the game
dramatic.
differently than if there were no stakes involved. In Classic Hardcore, you basically do everything you can during the leveling process to min-max your chances of survival. You level professions that you wouldn't normally level, you're making use of first aid, always making
yeah.
sure to have potions on you.
Look, I mean, look at this guy. Look at this guy's bottom bar here. You definitely have to have everything as a backup. Every potential survival mechanism that exists in the game, you have to have it available constantly.
You're staying alert in the zones
150
where
hours
random
of leveling.
elite mobs patrol around, and if something
It's
goes
really not 150 hours of leveling. It's 150 hours of potentially dying. That's what people watch for. They don't give a fuck about watching you get to 60. People want to see mayhem ensue.
wrong in a dungeon group, you're halving the fuck out, leaving the idiots who pulled the entire room to fend for themselves. Due to the increased stakes, watching content about WoW Classic Hardcore is extremely entertaining, and recently I found myself binge watching multiple leveling series, people streaming the game, and hardcore death compilations.
Hell yeah.
The content is super fun to watch because part of you wants to see the streamer die to see their reaction.
Yeah.
You tune into each YouTube episode wondering, is this the episode where they die? And you watch the hardcore death compilations with the benefit of hindsight, looking at what people could have done differently to survive, as well as
Yeah.
hear the pain in their voices as you witness hundreds of hours of progress be deleted.
It's like watching a train crash. You cannot look away. You just can't. You already know it's about to happen, and yet you have to see it. You can't look away. You know you shouldn't be enjoying it, but you are. Did you see the guy that wiped like 36 people on hardcore WoW? No, I did not. That sounds absolutely devastating.
In an instant. The best part is, even if you do die, the whole experience
During
does feel
raid? Oh
somewhat
my God.
replayable. If you
So
beat
they were
the
level
challenge on a
60s,
Horde
wow.
Warlock, next time maybe try an Alliance Druid.
Or at least
Maybe
close to
switch
it.
up your professions, try different zones, or add even more challenge. The only other MMO that has something that feels somewhat similar to what Classic Hardcore offers is RuneScape with its hardcore Iron Man mode, which is also really popular and arguably
I
the
didn't know
best
this
way
was
to
a thing.
experience RuneScape in current year. Something I find interesting with the popularity of both
6 or
Classic
7
WoW
months just to
Hardcore
grief, wow.
and RuneScape's Iron Man is how these modes both feel incredibly fun to play, mainly due to how all of the accomplishments are your own and there's absolutely zero
No pay to win.
involved.
Yep.
They operate outside of the realms of modern gaming monetization, where farming gold is basically meaningless because most MMOs sell it on their cash shop or don't punish RMT. If you want some
Can I say something? As a mage, I used to play mage back in Classic. This is not Classic, by the way. What the fuck? He's got the eye of N'Zoth on his head. What the hell? Anyways, I wanted the sword with every inch of my body, and I mean every inch. Not many of inches, not a lot of inches on this body. But anyways, I wanted this sword. I wanted this sword so badly. I did everything I could to get it, and I did have it on my mage. I was very excited when I got it.
thing, you need to earn it yourself. If you see someone that's a max level wearing epic gear, it actually means something. Deep down, I think that's what a lot of MMO players want to get back to. The feeling of going on a long, epic journey where everything you've achieved has meaning. You feel attached to your character,
glows, yeah,
and you know the
basically.
guy
That's why I wanted
standing
it.
next to you also went on the same journey to be here with you. So should you play WoW Classic Hardcore? I think everyone should definitely give it a try, whether it's for the official
I'm going
servers
to when
coming
the
soon or
servers
the
come out.
unofficial servers.
I'll try it.
The main difference between
not gonna become a
official and
hardcore
unofficial
streamer.
servers will be that the unofficial servers you
But
can
I'll try
appeal
it.
certain deaths, such as disconnect deaths or griefer deaths, provided you have evidence, whereas with official servers, if you die
will
to
check
something
that.
that's not your fault, I can't see Blizzard implementing a mod team that you could appeal to. For this reason and the fact that I sometimes struggle with disconnects, I'll be playing on the unofficial hardcore servers to appeal those inevitable disconnect deaths. Otherwise, if Blizzard did have an appeal process for bullshit deaths, I'd probably
Oh God, I hope my internet holds up the day that I do that.
wait for official servers. Regardless, I've already started working on my own leveling series for Classic Hardcore, which should start releasing soon, and personally, I've had a blast playing it so far, so keep an eye out for that.
Sorry.
It's nice to just log into an MMO and have the leveling be the most enjoyable and rewarding part of the experience. For those of you that have been following the channel for many years, you might remember my Iron Man Challenge series I did almost 8 years ago at this point. Classic Hardcore has given me a similar kind of feeling, but on steroids. To this day, I still have PTSD from dying on Iron Peon to a weirdly OP troll in the hinterlands at level 32, as well as dying at level 47 on my druid to an elite quest.
Sup, y'all? It's me, it's your boy Asmongold.
I also remember watching Asmongold's Iron Man challenge from around the same time, and looking back, it was quality
Man,
content
this looks
to
so
follow.
old.
I remember, it's like, back in the day, like, you'd be leveling up your character thinking you got the biggest dick in the world, and then you go to the Murloc camp, and you find out you don't even have a dick at all.
Seeing as
True, yeah. It's always been the aggro radius and the callback from the Murlocs that was a killer, right? You let one get away from you, and he calls his buddies, you're fucked. I don't care what kind of gear you got.
the MMO genre kinda struggles when it comes to entertaining content compared to other gaming genres on YouTube, I wonder if hardcore leveling challenges in various games is the way to go. Perhaps there's many other MMOs that can be experienced this way.
Hardcore versions of MMOs feels like the BR of FPS. That's how it feels. Because BR, like battle royales and FPS, what they did essentially was they put heightened stakes on a death, right? You die, you're done, right? It changed the game in terms of like watchability, how much play, even just to play it gets your heart racing much more than just say a Slayer in Halo, where you're just killing and dying, whoever gets the most kills. Okay, great, and then the next match starts. It's not as heavy. There's not as much drama attached to it. Battle royales created a drama in the FPS genre, just the same way hardcore has in the MMO genre.
How about Death
What a great take I just had. Damn.
equals delete for Age of
That's fucking
Conan,
unreal.
Lord of the Rings
Let's clip
Online, or
that.
even the original EverQuest? Classic Hardcore is much more enjoyable than the Iron Man Challenge ever was though, because you've at least
Cash
still
out the
got that
hardcore.
sense of progression from gear upgrades, whereas the old Iron Man Challenge you could only wear white gear and not choose any talent specializations.
Yeah, I remember when it came out. When
Let me
PUBG
know what
came
you
out,
think
yeah.
about Classic
Changed the game, man.
Hardcore, as well as the potential for MMOs being designed more around the journey to max level in the comments below. Do you also agree with me that Classic Hardcore is potentially S tier, or at the very least high A tier? Will you be trying
Epic Hardcore. If your character dies, you die in real life. I guarantee that'd get a lot of viewers.
out the official Hardcore servers when they release? And would you like to see me experiment with a Hardcore leveling series not just for WoW Classic, but potentially other MMOs? Help us out with a like for the algorithm gods, and also to bless my Hardcore character with good luck for his journey ahead. Social media on screen, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
That was great. That was great. I knew it, man. I knew it. Like, I called it before he even said it. I was like, Hardcore WoW is the number one MMO right now. Of all MMOs, it's Hardcore WoW. So, yeah, great video. Great video. I loved it. Did I like this one? Yeah, I did. Yeah, Hardcore WoW. I'm gonna try it when it's official. I'll give it a go just for entertainment purposes.